Welcome back to Brighter Shores. Basic white leather offcuts. Merchant. Almost 24 hours. 24.1 out of the maximum 24.6 bags of this that we've got for our work here. And 38,000 XP, which is level 24 merchant. You can now trade pin badges. Souvenir badge from Stonemaw Hill. Fused with bounties from the Merchants Guild. Always quite the thing there. Merchant stuff. Running around from here to all the places in a whole loop and stuff. Could. And that is going to be something on the list of things that we could do. Get the card for it. Options. Deposit our offcuts here, which we're going to be using immediately at the leatherworking bench, once we can and need to. Working on the Battle Fortune hold, we need 50 leatherworking and 55 merchant. It's going to get olives along the way here. Great. For now, more passive leather offcuts here. Since the next passive's at 26, this is going to be the last of this bit. Really gonna need to see how well the passive leather collection from Merchant lines up with the passive usage of leather for Leatherworker. Maybe we'll have some space in here for some active training. Alternatively, we can get back to more Forager, because we need 68 for Missing Fisherman. Forager here. When we get to 53, we'll have access to the next monument bit here. And that would be something we could definitely actively do. We need to look to see how useful all these other bits are going to be. What are these feathers for? And these seeds and scrap metal and moth wings, sea slugs. We can determine a good spot where actively training Forager, especially with the monument pieces, would be the most beneficial and most reasonable. It's definitely an option. Or we could train any of the other skills. These are just the ones that we need currently for the next quest steps, so we'll figure it out later. 23 and a half more hours for 21.1, 38,000. Well, that is 26 merchant. Can now assist at the soap stall. Help bubbles by selling soap. And that also means, 1, we're going to need a knowledge point in order to actually do that. And 2, we're going to be getting nerfed experience for continuing with the leather. So we have to kind of stop that. That's something. Put our offcuts in here, which we're going to use, should be pretty much all of these in the leatherworking business. And let's look at exactly what we're thinking here. We're at 44 Forager. So we got a few different passives here. Let's look at what all of these are going to be for. We got red and black feathers. These are mostly going to be for fishing and alchemy stuff. 50 is bristle spin seed. 56 is rusty metal scrap, which is odd. Some of these also could just be things we can sell. Not that we can really tell. 62 is brown mothwing. Then 68 would be too far. We only need to get, well, only need to currently get to, I mean, we do need to get to 68. We don't need to get past that, so. The 68 black sea slugs are not necessary. And 53. So we get the monument. So, we don't have monument to get instead of the feathers and spin seeds. We have an option. Let's teleport over to Hopeport. look in the various recipe books for what levels and what all these are going to be used for. If the feathers or the spin seeds aren't necessary, we can not do those passives and train that actively. Trying to make the best use of our active training time here. In things where we wouldn't want the passive, things that's going to actually help us with our current goals. There's every possibility there's also going to be higher level goals required in the other skills in here for the big ol' 6-star quest here. I don't expect it to only take a higher forager level. We will see. Okay. And if these are wildly higher level requirements also, we could also just kind of ignore them. I feel like we use spin seed for something. Let's look at the recipe book here. It's gonna be passive stuff. Brown Mothwing. This is the Brown Mothwing for level 38. Yeah. The Brown Mothwings are for 38 Alchemist. That's kind of irrelevant since we're already well beyond that. This also uses Shimmer Beans and Acorns and Hazelnuts. What those other things were there? Levels for these? 110, 99. Higher level for a lower level. Higher level for a lower level. Lower level for a higher level. It's definitely a system here. Forensics Potions at 32. This uses the red and black feathers and the bristle spin seeds. The 44 and 50. We already did both of these. All the way back at 32 Alchemist. So we don't need either of those in the slightest. It's good to know. Don't expect the rusty scrap metal is going to be in here. Sea potatoes and louse. That's from collecting the bugs and stuff. Lichen, eggs. They also just come from completely other places too. From the forest and stuff. We don't even have these yet. There's the olives. We're going to be getting those later in the merchant business. Something. These ditch sprays. Shoots and bugs. Claws and whiskers. Wings. Olives and spices. Stone moss stuff from a place that doesn't exist yet still. They know the levels for a bunch of the stuff, but can't get it. Possibly you can get that from just buying the items in the stores. Not that you would need to. Not that we need to. Okay. So those 3 of those are completely useless. Let's see if this rusty scrap metal might be a fishing lure somehow. Either that or we just sell it. So, we'll see. This uses worms. Dab uses sea slugs. Maggots. Grubs. More grubs. And maggots. I suppose at 56 we'll be able to pick up one tiny bit of rusty scrap metal. See what it's for. If we look at the rewards situation we're in here, we currently have 3 separate bits here that need a knowledge point. And we're just going to get most of these knowledge points from active training on these. We don't even technically need to put the points in. If we want to get to the rusty scrap, we're going to need to put points in here anyways. And we should have plenty. So we're going to be doing the whole monument business at 53. Substantial monument pieces. We got a substantial amount of knowledge points from the previous monument piece collection business to see how many it needs for things. Could be something. Rusty scrap metal. Just over there. Just sitting around. Don't need either of these things. That's alright. Okay. Let's go see roughly how much monument business we would get into. We have enough to get between 53 and 68. That's quite a bit. We just need the 68 to forge the boat. Okay. Look at information here. How's repairs going? We did some sub. Need 312 substantial pieces. Okay. That's okay. So many different stages of this. Making some progress at least. Alright. So with that, it looks like we could just be in a good spot to active train Forager. Since the passive training stuff is completely unneeded. At least until we get to 53 and we can do the monument pieces here too. So, I think that's just what we're going to do. Should be very doable. But we also want to be able to train a passive in something. So we get at least, I mean, we don't need to get the knowledge points right now, I guess. We'll go get some knowledge points here so we can unlock some stuff. It should work. We need 3 currently. We can go and actually work on leatherwork without having knowledge points right now. We have the time right now to get at least some collected here. So that should work fine. In terms of the next active forager spot, that's at 47. Should be okay. At Ray Bay and the Pirate Hideout. That is a little bit of a ways away from a storage spot. Some might question if it's more effective to do other things closer by. Doesn't matter too much, I don't think. Alright. Common bits. Right next to the thing that we can't do. 232 experience. And presumably some amount of a knowledge point. Knowledge point seems to be generally like 0.75% or something. Probably varies, just based on exactly what we were working with. There's a little bit behind here. Mandy Greenhauser. Just checking there. Grumpy Pirates. There's a limpet over there. Yeah. Yeah, this should work at least a little bit. Gonna be plenty of foraging. Here is a door we can't open. That's gonna be related to this. I was off, I'm trying to nap here. Sorry, did not mean to disturb you. Yeah. So we're just doing more foraging. Any other closer spots than over here? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. What are these even for? These are for the level 10 potions. Amazing. Wild stuff out here. Alright. Good enough. 200% collected. I'm just gonna do a little bit more here. Just gonna unlock the forager one. And also get the soap stall going. Get another 200. Probably not get the other alchemist one just yet. Just have those in the bag for later. Let's keep on collecting. Getting all this active training is getting levels, amazingly. There is a few levels here. 47 forager. Can now forage for green kelp. Kelp? I need somebody. And that is gonna be somewhere here. East Beach and Jellyfish Landing. That is closer to the point here, where we can put stuff in the rock teleport bank thing. Storage rift. Yeah, green kelp. Should be around here. There's some green kelp. It's like literally right here next to it. Brilliant. We can work with that. Where exactly? East Beach, Jellyfish Landing. So there's one section in the middle here where it's not right there. Well, that's okay. How much XP is this gonna be? Probably quite a bit. 260, 750. Pretty good. Mostly here for the knowledge points, but yeah, it's still something. Used for the level 29 potion. What was the other thing was used for like 10 potion? Doesn't matter. Probably just sell all these things at some point. Or not. Whatever. I'm here for the knowledge points. Over here, get some more green kelp. Probably gonna be another one just over here to the side a little bit. Yeah, there it is. Alright. This is a very nice spot here. I can work with that. Got the 200% more knowledge points. Well, that's good for more things here. Now, since we don't have knowledge points to put in something else, we're going to train other things. Specifically, Leatherworker. Passive key ring household. Using all those scraps that we got from the merchant stuff. Scraps. 64. Auto draw. Leatherworking. Make stuff. Okay. And this goes to 26. That's basically 3 days before we need another knowledge point bit. I'm gonna be able to kind of go back and forth with this. Or at least for a little bit. We'll see what the next level unlocks for out here are. Working on the quest requirements. 50, 55, 68 for the forager. Plenty to do. Making these. Put them in boxes. We got plenty of boxes. We have 200 boxes. Could buy more of those. What shops would sell boxes? Doesn't matter right now. Something to look at, though. Later. 23 hours, 22 minutes of key rings. 21.1. 38,000 XP. That's enough for level 22 Leatherworker. Nothing at all. One more level until the next unlock. It's gonna be a little bit of leather stuff. No actual new passive until 26. Okay. And then for these, so it's the leather goods shop. There's the leather stall. Let's stop here. You? They're working through Stefano. Leather goods shop. The leather spot. It's a tanning station. Leather goods. Hide stall. Let's get the big map out here. Leather stall. Leather stall isn't really leather goods, maybe. Unless it is. It's also possible. That's really leather goods spot. Soap stall. It's more of a stall. Leather stall also sells stuff. Armory. We'd definitely be out here. Tanning station and hide storage. Hide stall. So it's leather goods stall. Here's somewhere else. If you ever had to sell any leather goods. Is the leather goods stall even the leather goods spot even exist? That's the next question. Leather goods. Leather's storage. We'll try to sell it here. The leather stall. Trade. Sell. Yep, that does work. Leather stall. Not exactly the same as leather goods, but sure. Now we're selling the basic white leather offcut pieces. We can't sell. He doesn't buy these. Okay. Leather goods. Oh, it says Chronopolis here. Get the map back out again. There it is. Leather goods, leather stall, leather works, tannery. We got there in the end. My goodness. So, this guy. Sell all. 67. Just starting off. 3.3 gold. Not bad. Alright. It's around here somewhere. Leather goods. Yep. Alright. That'll work. And then we just go and restock on the bits. Offcuts from here. White leather offcuts. Auto withdraw. We got 20 more in storage here. Let's see how timing works out. Could be about right. There we go. 24 hours of key rings. 21.7. Wild. That's because we did like a few at the start, so technically crossed over. Really 21.6. 39,000 XP. Level 24. Now cure moderate black cow leather. Nice. Okay. One day this could become armor. That's the idea. One day. Alright. Step here. Go and sell this to the shop that we now know where it is. Brilliant. Okay. And we still have a little bit here too. When it gives out the first... When it does the full opening... When it auto-selects the amount of pieces from the bank, it fills up 23 when it really needs 21.6. So, how much more is in here? How are we at total-wise? There's 20. Withdraw max. We have 21.2. Close enough. Also, accounting for the time it's going to be. That's going to be just about right. Use up the rest of these scraps. Offcuts. Whatever. 23.5 hours of upholstery. 46,000, 46,000. Perfect, perfect. Getting paid. Level 28 leatherworker. One more level till we get the next unlock. Wild. And then we just keep upholstering. Since we're here. 24 more hours of wall panel upholstery. 47,000 XP and money. Essentially. Level 30 leatherworker. Now cure moderate sheep leather. Yeah. Again, that is active stuff. And that requires us to go spend quite a bit because we don't have the merchant level to get the cheaper bits for the stuff, so we're just gonna keep doing this. Since we can. Until... what level here? 32. So, last time. 22 hours of upholstery and some lag. 43,000, everything. And that is 32 leatherworker. Now stitch pouches. Passive. Disconnected. Yeah, that's not great. Not ideal. Having some issues right now. 20 minutes. Yep. Stop it. And 32. Yep, got it. Passives. container. It's not activating. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Really this bad, huh? Intermittent, which is the most awkward part of it, even. Connect. Connecting support code issue. It's on my side. It's on my side. Alright. Leatherworker, passive, still not available. We need to go in. Actually, it's in here. It's not available because of the lag, though. Oh, here it is. Leatherworker, pouch container. Passive purchased. Perfect. Disconnected. Oh, man. This is a great time to not be playing Hardcore WoW right now. Great choices have been made, presently. Alright, back in here. We go sell the leather bits. If we can walk over there. Also wonder if we even purchased the last thing. Oh, we're standing over here now. Point. Pouch container. Still need that. Nope. Oh, man. Oh, this is not good. This is not making very good progress. Come on, let's just stay connected. My goodness. Right, now over here. Leatherwork shop should be here. Sell items. I actually walked over here in the lag. So that's something. That's interesting. We walked over there. Now we're over here. Now we're over here. Oh, man. Now we're over here. Sell all. This. Continue. We go to the leather. Where do we need to go now? Do leather working. There's also merchant. I don't think we have the stuff for the next leather working stuff. This. Available. See if it saves. Oh, what a mess. Yeah, merchant. Passive soap stall. Soap stall is all the way over there. Oh, it's gonna take so long to walk there. Start working on it. If we can correctly activate the merchant stand in there, should be good. Oh, this is not good. This is not a good time for right now. Wild. Wild stuff. Cannot connect to server. Let's see if we can get over to the soap stall. My goodness. Several more disconnects later. We've made it into the shop at least. See if we can actually start working here. It's like a message and stuff. Stall work. We use 1 silver, 800 copper per hour to help out at my stall. That is actual total numbers. I'm just doing some soap. See if we're actually doing it here. Reconnect again. It's really not ideal. Once we get it actually going, it should consistently work here. We're walking back towards the stand there. It's comically not great. Best soap here I can buy. Asterisk. Hope it's as good as you claim. Let's get our first time bonus XP here, maybe. Selling soap. Having a good time. Oh, boy. Yeah. And we got experience on the 500 first time bonus. So I'm going to say with that, it's probably actually going. Didn't pop up again. Sell the best soap. There's XP and money. So 10 XP 10 copper each tick here. So that's some. Okay. The next time we get back in here, I'm going to try to disconnect. And it should, in theory, be working. Yikes. Alright. Log out. Also needs to actually have the button for log out work. That's the next stage of this situation. Looks like we're out. Yikes. A much smoother 24 hours of soap. We only get paid for this, so we don't get, like, piles of soap. Not that we would do anything with those anyways. 28 merchant. You can now trade pumpkins. A big armed vegetable, not a limited edition. Good. And now we just... bath salts. And just keep on working here. Who will buy my bath salts? Or soap. Mostly soap. It's bath salts, please. Go for it. Yeah, this keeps going until 31. Alright, it's fine. 22 hours of soap. 39,000. Well, that is level 30 merchant. Now buy discounted basic sheep hides. Yay. Normal price 980, discounted 350. That's level 6 leather worker though. That is, it would definitely be less leather working experience, but potentially very profitable. So we can get them for such a cheap price. It's really pretty good. Okay. That means one more level here for the next thing. Yeah, easily doable. 24 hours of soap, 43,200 XP and money. Well, that is level 32 merchant. Now work for green olives. They come pitted, so you won't get stones in your potions. You also need green olives for the quest. That's also something. Stop that. Do we have a knowledge point? We don't. Can we go do some leather work passive? Nope. Need the pouch container. Rewards. We can do this. I don't have time to get a knowledge point right now. Let's go. We've got the pouch container. Let's see what that would require. That's going to be at the leather working area, at least. Passive. At the leather works. Yep. Teleport to the market. We're going to need to buy some leather bits, probably. Or we could do something else. Another passive. We have other ones available. Whether or not most of them are particularly useful is a different question. Leatherworks. What do we need for the pouch containers? Specifically, pouches. Pick color, animal, a container pouch, pouch container. How are we doing on boxes here too, don't we? We have 219 still, that's fine. What do we need to make this? Does not contain any leather offcuts. Got a recipe station here somewhere? There it is. Leather goods, container, basic deer leather offcuts. Alright. What level merchant is that? 35. So we are going to get to that. And do 5 levels of that. If we go here now, we're doing 6 levels of this. It's going to be fine either way. It's going to be 3 and 6. Okay. Passive gather feathers that we really don't need, but we need to do that for getting the points. What else can we do? What else are we thinking? We have everything else besides Alchemist as a passive available. In theory. Do some detective stuff. We're gonna need that later. Spotting thieves. It's not this one. We need the forensics potions for those. Do we have any of those? I'll go gather some stuff. Some bugs. Let's do that. It is the Central Crossroads. It's right next to the teleport. This'll work. This'll work. Just gonna need to level this up sooner rather than later. Whether or not these bugs are anything we actually care about, I don't know. We need to get some knowledge points together. That's gonna be a task for later. Okay. 27 gatherer. Looking for bugs. What kind of thing is this? It's also first time points here too. Good. What are these used for? Might be very similar. It could be a fairly similar situation to Forager. We can get those later. Slow moving bug. Info. Used in the 53 Alchemist business. I mean, that's where we're currently at here, so. There you go. Those will be useful for that. I'll take it. Free Alchemist ingredients. Perfect. 22.5 hours of bugs. 20 jars, 40,000 XP. Pretty good. Level 30 gatherer. You now gather cracked femur shards. Yeah. Accept that. We got a lot of cards that we haven't finished currently. It's kind of a mess. Where is that? All the way over at the Wolves' Den. Don't worry about that right now. Okay. And we need to store these in the potion bank or a storage rift. Heading towards there, it'll be fine. I will. Are we? Yeah. Let's get over to the potion storage location. Get that done here. Use these later. That'll be something. Speaking of something, there was an update. There's now a few new things. Like trading. Player-to-player trading can be turned on as an option. Or, technically it's an option between trading and not trading. You start off with not trading until you get to pretty much the end over in Chronopolis, the Merchant Guild and all that. So we could go turn that on if we wanted to. Not really too many reasons to trade just yet, but it's now an option. That's something. You can technically buy and sell things for less or more than they would cost at stores. So, in theory, if someone just happens to have the exact thing you're looking for, like these bugs, for example. Now, also with trading, the different prices are more important to know about. So, they now show all the different prices. Mid price, somewhere in between. Low price, the shop pays. High price, the shop charges. Mid price is not actually in the middle there, for some reason. Close enough, I guess. Yeah, now we get all the information of what prices everything would be. So, that's helpful to know. Instead of just one price information that's not indicative of what we could actually buy or sell it for. Because still have to hover them. It's alright. Multiplicative or something. Also, helpful information. Now available in the card section. View recipe of different recipes here. Healing potion recipes. And all the different potions available in here. We activate that from somewhere in just the alchemist area. Not specifically. Opens up the potion and go back to the other potions. So you can see recipes available at other locations. Okay. That's pretty good. Can't do these yet. Can we see recipes for a thing that we don't have the card of yet? Yes, we can. Well, that's very helpful. Much more convenient than having to go to the recipe books, being the only place you can see that information. Recipe for the thing we haven't gotten. Now we can. Fantastic. Alright. So that is some good quality of life stuff. That's something. Where were we? We need to get some knowledge points. I'll just unlock this too, since we're here. And olives, so we can continue merchant, so we can get up to the level to get the next bit for leather worker. And just to have knowledge points in general. So we're going to continue gathering that from Forager. But green kelp to level 53, essentially. Green kelp can be found on the East Beach and Jellyfish Landing. Stored in the storage box here. Could we focus more things in particular? Yes. But at 53 we get the substantial monument pieces, so that's something. Something got a red and black feather. That is up top here. We don't need those, we don't need the seeds. We do something with this scrap metal at some point. Just go grab this bit of a feather. It's a collapsed log up in here. Collapsed hovels. Let's get that. Just to get the experience and get it off the list here. Then at 50, we're going to need to spend a point to get that. And at 56 for that. It's all the way to 68. We're essentially going here. It's a quest requirement. 68. Yep. Don't think we actually need the black sea slug for that, but it exists. Pass you. Just here at this log. I had a different thing here earlier. Gather this feather. That's alright. Get 1/200th worth here. Save it for whatever it's used for. Or drop it if we don't actually even need it for anything. Also an option. Another area over there. Right for the quest. Okay. That is that. Sell it for 16 copper. Or sell it for 13 copper. Used in the 32 alchemist recipe, which we're not going to do. Let's get space here just so we can pick up more moss. Pass you. Alright. Green kelp. Until 53. Or until we have enough knowledge points so we can just unlock everything. Monument pieces, though. That's going to be a whole thing. Man. Back to some more Forager. Should be great. 200% knowledge bits collected. Just going to unlock the potion here. So why not? Just get everything under control here. And also reward. Get the olives. Okay. So it does put us in a position here where we have everything we need for now. But we can bank some more knowledge right now. That'd be good. Here's a level. 50 foraging. We can now go buy the cape if we wanted to. And also, spin seeds. Catch on animal's fur. Going to need the passives later here. We'll go buy that. Got just enough percentage here to get this ready. And where would those be just now? We don't need the spin seeds for anything. I already looked at that. But we could go get them. They're over here at the rotten tree stump. Okay. Is that just in the middle here? Yep. Let's go get one of those and drop it. The real thing of interest is the rusty scrap metal later. Because that might be something of potential value. Or not. We will see at level 56. But yeah, we already used these spin seeds for previous things, lower levels. It's always interesting what levels and things are correlated between the skills here. That's in theory some value to player-player trading. Sell the things that you don't need anymore, that are lower level, higher level. But then they're just more expensive than it's really worth it for the other things, so yeah, whatever. Would cost less than buying it from a shop, at least. Although there also is the fact that it goes straight from bank to bank, so that is potential. This is used in the level 32 potion, like the other one was. Got that. Okay. Yeah, technically it could be quicker to move things from somebody else's bank to your bank instantly, instead of having to run back and forth between the merchants and some kind of location you can put things away at. At any rate, not too worried about that right now. We can continue getting more knowledge points. Ah, another 200% knowledge with nothing to put it in. That means we are right where we need to be. Prepared for future things. And that means we're gonna get back to some merchant stuff. Specifically passive, specifically olives. It's on Peacock Road North. We'll get our way over there here. Also put away all this kelp. That's that. Teleport to the market. I don't know if I really want to worry about turning on trading now or not. Not too worried about it currently. Maybe when there's actually things to trade. Or whatever. Or just not. We went the entire time so far without trading, so I don't know. Worry about that later. Go get some olives. Which we do need for our other quest here. Green olives. We just keep one bit of that. We could also go turn it in, I guess. Grab one. If that's actually what's needed. Over at the meadow. Teleport up there. That'll work. Alright. Go to Road North. Get some olives. Should be good. Cool. Guild contracts. City guard. Stick out. This is central. North is north. Olives. There we go. We can use some green olives if you help out at my stall. Thanks. Olives, olives. Who will buy my olives? Yep. Here you go. 33 copper. I mean, we're getting the olives, not payment. That's alright. Olives are a form of payment. Or something. Let's see here. There you go. Fantastic. Already looked at these earlier. There's XP. Stop here. Go to the outskirts. Hand these in. Might need more than 1/200th of a jar of olives for the festival and stuff happening here. We will be getting more olives here though, so if that is the situation, we have it under control. Oh, yeah. Let's go over here. We still need 15 leather worker, 55 merchant, but it's a work in progress. Olive barrel. With some olives in the barrel, there's still room for more. Okay. So we need more olives than that. Well, let's go get more olives then. Eventually. 24 hours of green olives. Surely 21 jars full is enough for those barrels. Also 47,000 XP. Well, 34 merchant. Discounted basic brown cowhides. From 1 silver 40 copper to 371 copper. For the level 8 leather working. That's something. Okay. So teleport over, put these in the barrels for the whole thing we're doing here. That should be good. Okay. And it should mark off this bit. And then there's just the throwing cushions. Level 50 leatherworker. And persuade him to blind eye 55 merchant. Should be good. Olive barrel. Fill it up. Fill the barrel with green olives. Another one. Isn't like what? 2.5 jars each? Even 3. My goodness. That's enough green olives. My goodness. Alright. And the rest of these we can keep for the level 92 passive potion. So we have to make that. We'll put this in a storage rift somewhere. Go get more olives. Brilliant. Because that's actually also just training merchant here. So that's good. 18.5 hours of schedule's a bit of a mess. Olives. 16.6 jars, 36,000 XP. Well, that is level 35 merchant. That is the next bit here. Basic deer leather offcuts. Passive. And stitched together and made into pouches, which is what we need for the other bit. So, step here. Is there a good storage spot? Yeah, right here. Perfect. We've got only a few olives, all things considered. Well, more than 0 olives. That's something. Okay. Store these. Let's go into the skills. View rewards. 1 of 2 here. Basic deer leather offcuts. Perfect. I'm just gonna go do that. Passive offcuts. Outer market. This is a leather stone. Alright. I'm gonna do some more rounds of active merchant stuff in order to get the cards first time bonuses for the new active bits here. Got a few different cards we could try to go and get. That's okay. Leather offcuts. New version. Give you some basic deer leather offcuts if you help out at my stall. Perfect. Exactly what we want. Because then we need those for the 32 leatherworker passive pouches. Perfect. Okay. Not the best leather, but the cheapest. No unicorns harmed. Alright. And there's 595 bonus XP. Already almost level 36. 24 hours of basic deer leather offcuts. The full 12.6 and 51,000 merchant XP. Pretty good. Level 38 merchant. Now get discounted basic bison hides. Save a lot of that for the level 10 leather worker business. And now we have all these. We need to go store these in storage over in the Leatherworks. I'm going to be using these once we've collected all of them that we're going to collect. Deposit that. And back over here. 24 hours of basic deer leather. Full sacks, 51,000 XP. That is level 40 merchant. You know, assist at the greengrocers. Sell vegetables to the people of Chronopolis. Amazing. We're gonna stop here. Store stuff. View rewards. And get that now. What's the next time we actually get useful things here? Passive. Basic black leather offcuts are at 45. We'll consider that here. We have a full pile of this. Just immediately jump into using these. See what we get to. Worry about spending the point when we need to spend it. We might be able to get to the next thing here without worrying about needing to get the next scraps. Right here at Leatherworker. do 32. And we'll call it. It looks like it's going to probably use the black leather, actually. So, no upholstery until 41. Alright, that's fine. We will make these pouches. A little drawstring bag. Get the first time bonus. Good to go. Lagging again. Out of deer leather. 21.6 pouches. 47,000 XP. That's a 34 leather worker. Nothing unlocked. Gonna go sell the pouches. Make some more pouches. Out of basic leather deer offcuts. Again. Almost 24 hours. But enough. 47,000. Well, that is 36 leather worker. Can now cure moderate brown cow leather. Expensive. And we don't get the merchant value for that. For cheaper prices. Anyways. That is that completed here. Now we lack the deer leather. Because we didn't make enough of that from the merchant section. So I need to go and purchase more basic deer leather for this. Last little levels here. New recipe. Basic deer leather offcuts. Let's see. Where do we get the basic deer leather offcuts from? He doesn't buy things. Supplies. Train. He just buys things. You go to the leather stall. Or something like that. Leather supplies, leather something. A few different leatherworking businesses out here. Trade. Deer leather offcuts. White leather offcuts. Get the 20. Well, 20 is probably fine, honestly. And that'll also be enough to get the levels here. Well, we need to get to 38. Almost 37. That'll be good. Alright. Set this up for success. And there we go. Out of deer leather. As planned. 22 hours and 2 minutes. 20 pouches. 44,000 XP. Well, that is 38 leather worker. Can now stitch pet collars. Oh boy. And that would require, of course, the next level of stuff. If we look in here, 38 leather worker passive, pet colors, recipe is basic deer leather offcuts. That's going to come from making the merchant passive basic deer leather offcuts at 35. So we're kind of right where we need to be for that. That's pretty good. But we're going to need to get the reward for that. We also still need to get the next greengrocer. Or we already do that. Where are we at? Passive. We had deer. Leather offcuts. There's white deer. Leatherworking, passive. That was pouches. We haven't unlocked the pet colors yet. That's not correct. We can't look at the recipe of the things we haven't unlocked yet. Pet colors. Just need the knowledge. As black leather offcuts. We get the black leather offcuts. That is in merchant. That is at 45. So we need to get through the greengrocers and then get to the black leather offcuts. And then we would also need to knowledge point both of those. So we need the greengrocers, and then the black leather offcuts, and then the collars. Then we'd be continuing that regard. We only have the one knowledge point available though. So how are we doing on Forager? 56 is what we're going to need that for the scrap metal. But we're getting the monument pieces at 53. So I think that'll be fine. Let us use these knowledge points. Next one we're going to need to do is the greengrocers. Get that available. Go sell these pouches. I think it's back to foraging. Just kelp, I guess it's fine. Till we get to 53 for the monument pieces. That's going to be another different thing. Or the same thing. 88 silver for that? Sure. Almost to 4 gold. Not bad. But yeah. We're gonna need more knowledge points. So let's get over there. Just more kelp and stuff. Probably most efficient order of getting things. Combo them as you run through and get back to a turn-in spot or something. Once we get to 53, it's all about monument pieces now. So that is a level and a half. Let's see how we get to that. Active training. Wild stuff. There's 200% more. Anything else we need to get here? Nope. Just the pet collars. So now we have 100% left. And we'll be able to work towards that as we get the last bit of this level. The last bit of kelp for level 53 Forager. Substantial monument pieces. Surprisingly intact piece of the monument. Level 53 version. Okay. As the next bit of that, which we're definitely going to be able to do for active training here, for getting knowledge points and stuff. Got another 100% here, so I'll be good for another unlock later. Great. Let's go look to see how many of these pieces we're going to need to get. Because it's quite a few of these, especially as we keep getting to higher levels, which need even more of them. I haven't gotten to too many of these so far. There was 14, 23, and now 53. Ah, the level scaling and such. Okay. Personnel. How we doing? 312 substantial pieces. That's okay. Stage 3. Alright. So that is just over in these next 2 rooms again. Run around, picking up the now slightly smaller pieces. If we look into past actions here, we had the biggest size, and then there was a slightly smaller size, and now we're at this size. Keep looking down the forager. We got chunky, large, etc., etc. Teeny, minute, minuscule. Just some stuff. Alright. Anyways, we'll be able to pick up these pieces to get more points. Passively, actively. We are in a point here again where we have everything unlocked. And 100%. That'll be enough to get us through getting the scraps and making the stuff, and then making, well, get to the scraps, get the scraps, make the scraps into the collars or whatever. And then we'll have to come back to collect some monument pieces. Well, that'll be okay. We'll keep working towards these quest requirements. Battle Fortune Hold. Leatherworker. Merchant. Now with information on Hover of what levels you're going to need. Which also shows Forager and Fisherman 60 to 69 for Missing Fisherman. Needs 68 Forager. We already know about that. So there is going to be a Fisherman requirement in here later. Which is not too surprising for a Missing Fisherman. 58 Fishermen though, so should be alright. Oh yeah. Keep working on these. Suppose we'll pop over to the next merchant passive, which is the greengrocer stalls. That is closer towards this side. Teleport outskirts. Just need to get through the greengrocer to get to the next one, essentially. See if it's going to pay us just money here. Because that's also fine. Fine with that. Would be great. Okay. Another thing to possibly consider with higher fisherman requirement is if we want to go and collect our own bait for things. Potentially. Get use out of that passive training or what have you. We will see what kind of level requirements and how well it lines up and everything. For now, we've got a greengrocer to go to. Get some this. Only a little bit before we get to the black leather offcuts. Then directly into the sheep leather offcuts. See how many more knowledge points it unlocks we're going to need before we get to the required levels and stuff here. Greengrocer. Merchant work. Should be great. So we need to go and do more active merchant stuff all over the place in all these new places. That's a lot. Working here. I'll pay you 2 silver, 160 copper per hour to help out at my stall. Yep, we're just getting paid here. That's alright. Buy your tomatoes today. Okay. Just sprinted in here. They heard about the tomatoes. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah. The training continues. Next time. Goodbye.